Hello everybody, my name is Marlow and in today's tutorial I'm going to show you how to build this tiny mushroom survival house in Minecraft. Inside of this chest are all of the materials that we're going to be using for the build. We have some smooth quartz blocks here, slabs and stairs too, as well as some red mushroom blocks, and it's probably worth mentioning that you need silk touch to gather these. We're also going to bring along some temporary blocks with us. This can literally be whatever you want it to, doesn't have to be stone. And then on the second row here we have some red stained glass, just one of those, 2 white stained glass panes, an iron door, 3 ladders, a stone pressure plate and a stone button to exit and enter through the iron door. We then have a bed, any colour, but I would recommend red, keeping with the colour scheme here. 2 chests, a crafting table, a furnace, a flower pot with something to go inside of it, but I would recommend a red mushroom. And lastly, we have a lantern, or alternatively 4 white candles, whichever one of those is up to you. So the very first thing we are going to do is place down a smooth quartz slab in the floor with a pressure plate on top. This is going to mark the center of the build, and what you want to do is just stand on that pressure plate and place an iron door where you want your entrance to be. So this is going to be the front of the mushroom. What we can then do is then place a smooth quartz blocks on the other 3 sides around the pressure plate, and then come to the front of the build where we have the iron door, and we're going to have 1 and 2 upside down stairs, and then come round the back and we're going to have 2 more, but placing them so they're facing out to the side instead of facing forwards. We can then place another 4 full blocks on all of the corners, and then we're going to place one on the opposite side of the iron door and fill that all in, but on these ones we're going to have 2 of our white stained glass panes. We can then switch over to our smooth quartz stairs, and we're going to have 2 here either side of the iron door, so it looks like this, and then we're going to repeat the same round the back like so. We can then go ahead and place in 1, 2, 3 and 4 full blocks just like that, and we can actually slap our button just above the iron door here so you can see you can enter as well as exit. Now to complete the stem, all we need to do is add an additional 4 blocks around like that, and then we're going to have a smooth quartz slab on the top part of that block coming outwards to the side. This is just going to make a bit of a branch to connect to the cap that's going to be going above it. So it should look like this. What you can quickly do is just step inside here and place down 1, 2 and 3 ladders, which is how you're going to get up to the house itself, which is going to go inside of the top of the mushroom, of course. And to do that, we're going to build it using our red mushroom blocks, but it's important to note that if you place a mushroom block next to another one and then get rid of that block, you're going to end up with this texture, which isn't really what we want for this build. So that is exactly why we have our temporary blocks, because as you can see, when you get rid of them, it's not going to leave the mark, but if you do with a mushroom block, then it does. But just follow along closely here and it should be all good. So the first thing we're going to do is place a mushroom block in front of that quartz slab, and then we're going to have 1 either side of it, just like this on all 4 sides. So there's 3 in front of all of these slabs. And once we've got that done, you can just hop up to the top here, and we're going to have an additional 3 on top of all of them. And then we can go around once more and just place an additional 1 in the center here. Now's when we need to grab a few temporary blocks, and what we're going to do is just place 1 next to any of the sides of the mushrooms here, and then we're going to place down 1, 2 and 3 inwards. So it should look like this from the outside on the corner there. So we can do that for all of the corners. So it should look like this from the inside, and if we just take a flyback here, we should have this for the moment. What we can then do is place down a block either side of that top one in the corner there, so we just go ahead and fill in all of those gaps. And then we can have a line of 3 on all 4 of the sides, and we should enclose ourselves in this 3x3 area, and it's looking like this from the outside. Just make sure you got everything the same as what I do so far. And then we can just hop up to the top here, place down a temporary block, and then we're just going to make a ring of red mushrooms going all the way around, leaving this central one open. But if we just plop inside, and then we can place a red stained glass in the center there, just to get a little bit of daylight into the mushroom. And lastly, all we're going to do with the red mushroom blocks is fill in these gaps here. So we don't want to be able to fall out, we want to fill them in. So it's just going to be very simply 3 of them in all 4 of the corners. So that's that's the mushroom alone done, we are going to do a little bit of interior decorating, but if you just came for the mushroom, there you go, we're finished here. But my tutorial is not done yet. We're going to head inside and place a couple of blocks on the interior. If you haven't already figured it out, this is not the best survival base ever. It's mainly just for fun, but we are going to have a couple of accoutrements inside of here that would help you if you were to be in survival, like the bed, storage, chest, and furnace. And the first one we're going to place down is the bed, just in front of the ladder here. And let's get a little bit of light in, so I think on this spot, just to the right hand side, we can place our lantern, or candles if you would like to, or a torch, it's up to you. And on the opposite corner over here, we're going to place in our flower pot with our red mushroom inside. Red mushroomception, very nice. And then either side of the bed on these two spots, we're going to place in 2 chests, and then turn around over to this side where we can have our crafting table and our furnace. And just like that, the interior is all done. Super cramped, super cozy, but I kind of love it. So there we go, everybody. That was a very short but very sweet tutorial. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you ever so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.